Hi everyone, Emma here. I'm so excited to show you what I'm working on from the Curiosities box for January, Glamour Goddess, collection number 6. So let's take a look. There's a bit of a secret underneath, but we're going to start by showing you this lovely ring that I made. So I am super stoked about these rings. There was a package of 2 rings included. And let me just quickly show you this side of it. Where's the here? So it had these, and let's enlarge this a bit here. It had these loops all across the top of the ring and on both sides, and they are super exciting. So I'm going to show you. We'll finish off this part here. But let me just talk about this one here. So what I did was I just used these lovely kind of half fire polish that we got. There is a name for them, and I apologize. I'm kind of stuck. I forgot what they were. And yeah, so, but we got a ton of them in the Curiosities box. So I went ahead and attached them, and I just attach these now. I think the idea for these rings is you attach like a cha-cha bracelet where you attach them with jump rings and head pins and stuff like that. You put all kinds of dangly stuff. But I decided to use just beading thread and attach these guys. Now these do move around a bit, but I kind of didn't want them to move around too much. So let's just take a look. I think I opened this one up so it would fit. Yeah, but take a look. I think it turned out amazing. Very lovely. And you know what? I'm surprised too. The ring. So the ring is like you can size it specifically to your finger. And it's comfortable. It doesn't even feel like you have it on, which is surprising because I'm very particular about my hands. And as you can see, I'm now married to the beads. Let me adjust this silly camera. Yeah, I took my ring off because I swam yesterday. Anyway, so let's put this aside and take a look at what I have on my mat for the second ring. So I wanted to create a really crazy mermaid ring. So first of all, I have to say I've seen movie stars and musicians and stuff like that wear rings that go all the way across all your fingers. So they would put on like a ring like this, and there's probably another ring that goes on here, or it just goes on the one finger, but there's a surface that goes around. So my idea was, again, to create a mermaid ring. So here's the mermaid. It's a lovely check glass bead. And we got shells like this in our first Curiosity box. So I wanted to incorporate those. And I wanted to do like a pearl and a clamshell. So I had these piggy beads that have 2 holes. And these 2-hole beads, I'll show you those in a sec. But I had the 2 colors that I thought would look really nice on the mermaid. So what I did was I've already gone through and attached them all together, and then I will weave them onto the ring as well. You can do them at the same time, but I kind of wanted them to sit like half open, and I thought it might be too precarious trying to do that while you're stitching through something. So I just went ahead and I stitched them all together already. Didn't take very long. I am using this lovely Earth Jewels from John Bead. I did an unboxing for these a couple of weeks ago, maybe just before Christmas. So they come on these beautiful strands. So I have these, and this is what I'm using to attach my seed beads. And these seed beads are the gorgeous turquoise seed beads that I got from John Bead in one of my other unboxings as well. These are called Metal Light Soul Gel, and they are ridiculous. They're so amazing. They're so beautiful. And then I have some few other kind of mermaidy type stuff. So here's my idea. I'm going to show you my thought behind this big ring that goes across, but I'm going to go ahead and do most of it on my own and then come back in another video to either show you the completion or the reveal. I haven't decided yet. Depends how fast this goes. But the idea was I cut out, let me adjust the camera again here. I cut out some faux leather in kind of like a wave situation happening. So you think it would fit across your hand like this or like that. Doesn't matter where you put it, which finger. I mean, I wouldn't put it across there. You'd probably hook onto things, but one of the middle fingers. And so I have the idea was to put the faux leather in the up position as well as the underside. The reason being is this way you don't have to worry about covering up every inch of this. If you're using a stiffy fabric, you might want to cover this up so that you don't see any of that fabric. So this way, even if this lovely textured leather is shown, it's not a big deal. So I did cut out a piece like that, and then a piece of the stiffy fabric from John Bead, and then the second one. The only thing I have to say about this is just be careful when you're cutting. If you're doing a design, make sure you have the correct orientation. So if you're doing your templates, make sure that you have them so that when you sandwich them together, they're going to fit in the right thing. And this wouldn't matter, but I did do this freehand, so one side's a little bigger than the other. So it does matter that you have the correct side. And I just took a piece of cardboard and cut it out and then use that as my design, making sure to flip it when I did my second piece. And then I wanted the ring to fit through the hole. And because I wanted to incorporate these lovely little pieces, these circles or loops to connect everything, but then I wanted to have some more stuff. I wasn't happy with this bling. I needed extra, but I'll tell you, this bling is lovely on its own. Let me open it up. You could totally just do a cool ring like that and attach your mermaid, and she could dangle from the, go all the way around that. So you could do it just like that. But we are going to, now initially I was going to, just pop it through the bottom like this. But actually with this hole that I put in there, and the fabric can move, you can actually slide that in. So there's the beginning of this ring. So the mermaid, I'm guessing, will be, so I kind of wanted to do it like coral reef type stuff and either have her dangle or maybe kind of attached across like this. But I don't want it to look like she's sleeping or dead in the coral. We don't like dead mermaids. We like them all happy. So I might dangle her this way. But then you could see what this is going to look like. That's odd. I guess I squeezed it shut a bit. I'm surprised I have big fingers. That's not going to... So it initially looked really big, but it's actually not too big. But... yeah, I mean, this is totally out there with a ring situation. But you know what? And I don't know where I would wear it. I think sometimes when I do these crazy designs, it's more of like a statement piece that kind of, for me anyway, is more for display. I don't have anywhere that I could wear this and, it be, not that it's not appropriate, but it's fun, just like stepping out of we have to do it this way and we have to put the beads here. We have to, like, no, I'm going to just explode onto the mermaid surface. So there you go. Let's take a look how easy it is to get these little prongs of coral on there. So I took that off. I'm using, so you notice how they're very stable, they're sticking up. I started out with a thinner thread and I decided to get a thicker thread. I'm using a a Fireline size 6, and this is pretty thick and like it keeps its shape. So I kind of wanted that. I wanted these guys to stand up. So let's take a look. Let's move these out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just holding my ring like this. Here's my thread. I just put the last one on there. We need one more. So what I did to get this fullness, and you could probably do even more than this, is I put 3 of these little strands, on each of the rings. So there's a ring side by side. So you actually end up with 6 of those strands across each set of rings. So I'm on my last one on this ring here. Then I'm going to move forward and do these last 2, and I'll show you. You can always go back and add more if you want. It's not as if they don't fit. It's just I had to start with a certain amount and kind of make it consistent in my mind, and I wanted to go from one end to the other so that you can easily move these out of the way so that you can get in with your needle. So let's start. We're going to pick up 5. I did start with 10 and it looked crazy. So I'm like, okay, 5 will do. But you can use any amount you want. And then I have one of these beautiful, let me tell you what these are. These are semi-precious. There's the name there. Somebody, I was joking when I did the unboxing and somebody told me how to pronounce it. Tyanhe. And they are 2 to 2.5 millimeters. So that's what I have there. Now I'm going to take those all the way down. And this part, you have to be careful. You see how the thread wants to get hooked on stuff? I mean, that's not new to us beaders. Okay. So then I'm just going to hold it like this and skip the crystal or the semi-precious stone and go back through. Now you see how the thread's coming on the one side of that loop? I'm going to go to the back side. And the reason I did that is I wanted them to sit up on the rings. However you do it is your choice. It's not this, like I said, these are suggestions, not rules. Just do them the way you want. So there. Now I want to go forward to the 2 front loops. And let me see if I go in that way, come through the back. I'm trying to think the best way to go. I think I'm going to go this way. So I do kind of try to lock in the next strand at the next loop so that it's not like interfering with the last one I put on. So, okay, let's go 5 11-0 seed beads and a semi-precious stone. Bring them down. That. And you're going to skip the stone and go through the 5 seed beads. You're going to go through your threads coming out the back. So you're going to go through the front and just make sure you angle your needle so it doesn't hook into anything. And I'm just going to hold it there. And there's your first one. Pick up 5 11-0, these gorgeous seed beads. I'm getting ready to do a video for flat chenille or tubular chenille, and I've been trying different color bead situation. So I think I'm going to try and do a rope with these, just these with the flat chenille, and see how that turns out. That's going to be exciting. The color is just unbelievable. I'm getting my color therapy right now. So skip the semi-precious stone, go through your 5 beads, and then go through that loop, the same loop we added the last one. And it's kind of hard to see. There we go. And make sure you go on an angle so you don't hook your other prongs. So you can move those over. Pick up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a semi-precious stone. So I want to also just big thanks to John Bead for all the lovely stuff they've sent me and for the wonderful bead boxes, and to the designers too. They do a lot of really, I have to say, I probably mentioned this before, but some time ago, maybe a year or two ago, I did a de-stash sale. It was probably a couple of years because I was on Facebook at the time, and I'm not now. So you have your 3 on this side. So now I'm going to take my needle and go around to the next loop. But in doing the de-stash sale, trying to set up a bag, like a goodie bag, what I did was grab bags, and to try and set it up so everybody got the same amount of beads and the same style of beads and so on and so forth. It was so hard. And I can imagine that would just be amplified by the amount of beads they have and the amount of boxes they're having to create, because they're going through all their vintage beads and making these boxes, and they're trying to create themes. And so I really appreciate the hard work. I know how crazy it is. So bring these down, skip the semi-precious stone, and go through just the seed beads, and then go through your loop like that. I did the if this happens, the thread's a bit loose because I wasn't hanging on to it. So just hang on to the last bead that you put on, pull your thread, and it will pull it in to where you want it there. So that's the first one on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one of the semi-precious stones. Let's hold this one this time. Skip that first one. Go through the others. And go through the loop. It's getting a bit sketch now. and I need to pull on this. It's the other reason why I'm going to do the rest of the ring and then come back to show you. It's really hard to do this on camera. It's amazing how, oh, I can see the thread. Let me see if I can get that. There. It's really hard to do this. And I'm surprised, like my hands are kind of outstretched doing this. When you do it on your own, you have it close to your chest. It's like, okay, I guess. I don't know. So this is the last one for 5 and a semi-precious stone. Bring them down. Let's see if I can hang on to this one. So skip the first one, go through your seed beads, and I need to come around this the loop. There we go. Hold on to that. There. So that is the last one. I think if you were doing this on your own, you can really see the middle line. I think that you could totally add some more in the middle, or do it like this and add some more on around the edges. But let's take a look at what, so let's tie this off. You know what? I'm not going to tie it off. I think I'm going to use this thread for the next adventure. So this looks amazing. Okay. This is crazy. This is wild. This is so much fun. But just so you know, if you're just tie off around one of the loops, and you can take and maybe weave your thread through and cut it at the end of one of these so that you have your tail hidden. But this looks amazing. This is so much fun. So these are these lovely rings. Yeah, I just placed an order with John Bead, and I'm kicking myself now that I didn't order some more of these rings. I think we can come up with some really incredible stuff. So there you go. It's our lovely rings. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.